And hello again, everyone. I'm Leah Secondo. Welcome to Turf Talk, presented by Longstreth, our final show of the season. Can't believe the hockey season is complete, but we do now have three national champions in Division One, Division Two, and Division Three. We're so excited for 2024, but we're sad that the season is over. However, we're going to celebrate today, and we're going to start off with Division Two. I'm going to bring in my colleague, Kara Lentz. Kara and I have had the good fortune of working many years together at numerous levels of the collegiate game. Happy holiday week, my friend.
Happy holiday week to you too, Leah. Thanks for having me again.
Absolutely. Kara was blessed this year to be covering the D2 championships, which went right to the end and continued on for a little bit. And Kara, as we get set here on the show today, first of all, we got to celebrate Middlebury in Division Three, seventh consecutive D3 championship, which is just crazy at that level. And they certainly have something really good going on at Middlebury.
Yeah, and you just look at the success that that team has year in and year out, and that's all based on creating a culture at the university and leadership, and then you have new players coming in that can just contribute. I mean, it's a real professional program that Di Lorenzo is running over there. It's incredible.
Absolutely. In D1, a program that you're really fond of for many reasons, we're all very fond of, is Northwestern, and you have the luxury of being in that Chicago area and working with Tracey Fuchs with camps and different things, and of course covering Northwestern in the Big Ten. Some of your thoughts on that weekend and how it just changed maybe the landscape a little bit of what we've been typically looking at in Division One.
Well, you have to love the variety of the teams from different conferences, UMass, and in addition to why am I St. Joe's in the Final Four. I just love to see that variety. Each game was highly contested. To even make it to the championship weekend is such a feat in and of itself when you saw what was happening in the quarterfinals. But Northwestern, I think they were destined since the beginning of the season. This is a team that just continued to progress. They got their loss out of the way in the Big Ten tournament final, and they turn their sights toward the championship weekend. I would really like to know what the record is of Northwestern playing in Ann Arbor under head coach Tracey Fuchs. I need to do some research on this because it's
Yeah.
almost like a home field advantage for them, but they have an incredible group of leaders for that team. I'm just so happy and proud to see the coaching staff, Will Byrne, Georgia Holland, Tracey Fuchs, be able to take home another championship trophy. They turned on the sprinklers on the field when they got back to Evanston, lakeside at night. That could not have been anything but chilly. Quite the celebration in Evanston.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw them. I'm thinking, like, what are you guys thinking? It's, I know it's like the fire hoses coming in with the airplane coming through, but yeah, I was surprised that it didn't actually freeze over
Yeah,
the lake onto the field. So
they were
great,
loving it.
great stuff is always, Kara. So now you were at the D2 championship between Kutztown and St. A's. Went right down to the end. And so the celebration begins, right? And with that, we bring to the stage now Carolyn King-Robitaille, the head coach of the Hawks, all are already celebrating for probably since the buzzer sounded and the cheering started, I would imagine.
Yeah, honestly, still processing, to be like completely honest. Yeah, just, I mean, so thrilled for this group. Absolutely incredible year. And this senior class is just, I can't compare it to any other class. They've been a really amazing group.
Absolutely. And part of that senior class, back hard at work right now, is Sidney Falterer, the goalkeeper out of Fairfield, Connecticut. Yay, native Connecticut person. Way to go. And Sidney, congratulations to you, your teammates, and coach and the staff. What a great accomplishment.
Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't ask for a better way to end the season. I mean, it was just amazing.
We in shock a little bit. Like you get a whole different perspective. Kara gets the perspective from the booth. Coach gets the perspective at midfield, and you're just back there, kind of taking it all in. What were some of your thoughts as that corner was taken?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been so strong on our corners like the past two games. So I felt so confident that we were gonna score. Like we didn't have a shot the whole regular game, but when we get a corner, I don't know, it's just a different team. Like we can really execute on corners. So I felt really, really confident in our team.
Coach, your perspective, did you call that corner play? Or how did that all materialize from the sideline?
Yeah, I called the corner play, and honestly, I mean, Grace Michael, as you both know, such a strong player, and Sid will know this. Like, she loves offense, so she's our center back. But in practice, she's like, "Coach, can I go pads? Can I do this?" And we're like, "Grace, can you just like do your thing?" And so I knew in that moment, like, what better number to call than her number to put that ball on Cage, because I knew she would do whatever it takes to get it done. So made the call, and her and Maddie Davis and Millie made the play.
Maddie Davis, of course, a fifth-year player who has just ripped apart the stats books. Kara, your perspective from up top. Sidney was talking about the corners and the corner set pieces, and your breakdown of the game as it progressed with Kutztown. Kutz was right up there in the top three for most of the season. St. A's was, kind of hovering around. Strong finish, obviously, to get in the position to where they were to get to the Final Four.
Well, I'm a defender, right? So defense wins championships. I don't think you could see that more on display than St. A's run through the NCAA tournament. And it was through everybody in the backfield, in the midfield. I mean, a formidable defensive front, and Sidney made some amazing saves in that. It made it really exciting for us. So to see the defense play out in the way that it did, I mean, shutting out ESU in a semifinal game in the national championship run, I mean, it's remarkable. So each of these little feats you guys accomplished along the way was really inspiring. But that corner play, I mean, that is textbook. It was done down to a T, executed so well. And you have to give a lot of credit to Millie Forster in that overtime with what she was able to do and earning those corners and grabbing those opportunities on the set pieces. But man, I love seeing the defense play out all season. I was giddy sometimes when the defense was coming up with such fantastic saves. It was exciting.
Coach, the payback, I guess you would say, with Assumption and Kutz. Some of your thoughts on the game plan. It's always tough to beat a team twice. It's always, you get into a neutral environment that helps balancing out things. But some of your thought process with your coaching staff as you broke down the final 3 or 4 games of the year.
Yeah, I think what I love about D2 is, we're such a close community. We're incredibly competitive, but I couldn't love Marcy more. And Coach Leahy at Assumption is one of my best friends. So it's hard at times, but we have so much respect for each other. Sure. And when, the Assumption games are hard, we play them the last game of the regular season, then we play them in the conference championship. So 3 weeks in a row. And I think emotionally, that's really hard to do. And, we had some close games, and then in that championship just didn't play our best, but we knew that. And so we knew as long as we got an opportunity to get into the tournament, whoever we were going to face, we were going to try to bring our best. And of course it was Assumption again for the 3rd year in a row. And our team, we were a little bit shocked, but I think they were like, great, let's go. We don't have to get on a long bus ride. We're going to do this. Our parents are going to be there. And then we got to Pennsylvania. I think we were riding pretty high with some confidence. And after opening weekend playing Kutztown and ESU, we all knew we were not the same team that we were in early September. So I don't think we really even thought twice about the first matchup against either team. We knew we had to do some great defensive work, as Kara said. I mean, JD Van Gils, one of the best players in the country. Juliana Donato, incredibly fast and skilled. So we knew our midfield and defense was going to be up for a challenge, but we've always prided ourselves on defense and team defense. And yeah, they just made it happen.
Mm-hmm. And part of that too with ESU, and very unfortunate their situation over the weekend as well. And I know that the D2 community is you mentioned, very, very tight knit community. Sidney, looking at your stats, you start off your career, 5 games, then you move to 7 games the next season, and things just start to materialize for you. For a young student athlete who's preparing from the high school game in Connecticut or any state, right? And then you go off to college, coach gives you the opportunity to come play for the Hawks. What is your biggest takeaway from your 4-year experience of being able to continue on and take care of things in the classroom and take care of things on the field?
Man, I think my biggest takeaway is what field hockey aside, you put school aside, really it all comes down to the people that, you're playing with and I'm in the classroom with. We could not have won this tournament without people on this field. I mean, everybody, no matter what their role, because I've played every role in the game. So every single person, they played their role the best they could, and we really just, I don't know, we all love each other and we all came together. So really it's the people that make the place, not the field hockey, not the school. Like, yes, that's all important. And, that's why I came to St. A's, was for nursing and for field hockey. But really, it's just the people that make it amazing.
Absolutely. A career high year for you as well, with a 1.40 goals against average, your career total 1.47 goals against average, with 96 saves, also a career mark, 133 on your career, and your save percentage, very impressive at 0.75%. And I know that just talking to you real briefly here, you're getting it done in the classroom. Please share with our viewers what you were doing and where you're now turn your focus to that hockey is over.
Yeah, so I'm a nursing major, so I'm at clinical right now. I took a break to come do this, so I'm in my car in the parking lot. Yeah, now that field hockey's over, I'm going to graduate and hopefully become a nurse. I don't really know in what yet, but
Well, Kara and I are still figuring that out too, and I have coaches too. We don't, like, you never stop learning, you never stop opening different doors. So don't be too rattled by that. Can you take the trophy to work?
no, anything.
No.
To prison, so it's a little, can't bring anything. But
Yeah. Can you share with us? Is it confidential, or can you share with us a little bit what you do there?
yeah, so I'm in the secure psychiatric unit, which is it's for people that have mental illnesses. They either commit a crime or they don't, but this is really like the last place they can go. So we give them medication and we try our best to make them capable of the community. But some people, this is their last stop in life.
Sure.
But we give meds, shots, we help care for them, give them showers, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Well, good for you. Kara and I have talked more and more about mental health and how it relates to sports and everything, especially since coming out of COVID. Kara, are you seeing that piece more with different schools and universities that you're working alongside?
Yeah, I think it's a huge part of the game. Not just being a student athlete, but I think just being, human. And thankfully, schools have resources, staff, administrators, health professionals that are able to aid these students. I mean, the time commitment that Sidney has as an athlete and as a student is just incredible. I understand that you guys didn't move your clinicals around to Tuesday before you left for the championship. Yeah. So just that reciprocated relationship with the university, allowing these kids to pursue an incredible major and, career aspirations in life. But you really have to give a lot of credit, I think, to the university, the staff, and everything that allow student athletes and young women to be able to pursue anything they want in life.
Mm-hmm. Coach, bringing the trophy back home and bringing it around campus, and can you share with us a little bit about all of that piece and sharing it with the student athletes and just trying to take it in yourself? We've been a part with you with the NCAA Division II committee. You've watched a lot of these pieces come together and just put into words, being there, at the championship and finally hoisting the crown.
Yeah, I was on the championship committee for 4 years, and some of those years our team lost in the first round, and the next day, instead of flying with my team to Seattle, I was flying to help run the championship. Right. And and that was Coach Munson from SNU this year, and she's one of my good friends. So to have her hand me the trophy, we've been friends for over a decade, meant so much to me, to have her there. And I just think to win the first ever national championship in St. A's history, to have it be a women's sport, to have it be field hockey, it's just massive. And I'm just so proud of this group that they were the ones that were able to make history. And we've had incredible support. I still am going through my emails and I'm still going through my text messages, trying to just really, because I want to personally get back to everyone. Our alumni were at the airport when we landed at midnight.
Awesome.
The community has been incredibly supportive. Everyone's so excited and thrilled because they know what it takes and what it has taken these student athletes to get this done. So I guess we couldn't be happier to be the first, and hopefully it's not the last.
Right. And you tasted it as a runner-up. What was that, in 2019? I think it was 2019. The thought process, and then you get COVID and all this other crazy stuff to add onto the pile. Did you feel like some of your coaching thought process may have changed in a different way after that experience? Because it was different when we all came back.
Yeah, I think you've alluded to the mental health piece. I think over the years, I personally have realized how much of a superpower vulnerability is. Mm-hmm. And so personally, I've tried to incorporate that into me and have that be a trickle-down effect. But I think post-COVID, it's even more glaring. And so we really try to the best of our ability to make sure that we're operating as people first. I mean, if they need a day off, if they need to not come to practice, or they need to go to something academic that's going to help them have less stress, we do it. And we make sure that whatever puts them in the best kind of physical and mental health perspective coming into games and whatever, that we're going to support them. We have great services on campus, but I think I've given up a lot of the kind of hard-nosed, strict rule pieces and been way more flexible in taking them as individual people to make sure they're getting what they need, opposed to just having a standard for the whole group.
Mm-hmm. Kara, anything you want to follow up from Coach's thought there?
Yeah, what's the kind of, I know a lot of teams do mindfulness practices. Do you incorporate anything like that on a daily routine?
We didn't this year. In the past, we used the Headspace app, and we did it before practice. I think it was like in the spring. But I think we try to have conversations that revolve not specifically around field hockey. Yep. So the night before, I won't go into great detail because it's honestly too special of a moment. But the night before the game, we circled up in the meeting room. I brought some Krispy Kreme donuts because why not eat donuts before your big game? And I said to them, okay, everybody share your greatest memory of the season and something you're proud of yourself for this year. And it doesn't have to be field hockey related. And as a group, I think we proceeded to cry for the next hour and 15 minutes. And I was like, whoa, that's not what I expected. But in hindsight, it should have been exactly what I expected, because they were just loving each other across the room. And it was one of the most, I've never seen anything like it. And at 9:15, I was like, we got to go to bed. This has been amazing. But and I think just them being able to share and just let all of that out helped them even play even more free and loose the next day.
Mm-hmm. Sidney, do you need to get back to work?
No.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. Don't want to get you in trouble, because I'm sure that it's clinical. It's an important time for you. When are you going to graduate?
In May.
In May. Okay, so you got a little bit more time. You get to go back to campus and enjoy the moment with your teammates and your friends as well. Are you guys out on break yet?
After clinical, I'm driving home.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Well, that's not a bad ride back to Fairfield, Connecticut. Talk a little bit about your teammate, Maddie Davis, and what Maddie did from your perspective, again, from back in the cage, breaking records this year.
Yeah, I mean, we were all really happy when Maddie decided to come back. She's so consistent. We can always count on her, and, she is a fifth year, so she's been here. She has a lot of experience. But, I mean, she couldn't be able to do what she does without everybody else. The defense, Ellie, Grace, like all her other forwards, Amanda and Ava, like, you know, it's really a team effort. And Maddie, she knows how to think. So she can really, you know, we can count on her in big moments like this.
And that was a pretty big moment the other day. So, Coach, some of your thoughts on Maddie and how she has matured along the way, developing her skills on the field.
Yeah, I think Maddie, I mean, it's just so funny. Maddie, like, she gets very nervous still, right before every game. And she's the 5th year. She's been starting or playing consistently since her sophomore year. Freshman year was the COVID year. Because I think she just so desperately wants to do well. She wants to do what this team needs her to do. And that's put the ball in the net, right? And obviously play really good defense. Our team is very focused on defense, so our forwards have a lot of defensive responsibility. She's really, really coachable, which I love. You know, she's always coming off, and Cheryl will grab her and do the offensive part, and I'll grab her and do the defensive part. But when she decided to come back, I said to her, like, it might not be the conference championship. It might not be all the celebration. You never know. You got to come back because you want to be around these people. And she was like, of course. And she said it's been the best year, you know, despite the win. She said it's been the best year with the best people. So I'm just happy for her that she got to come back and experience this.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Kara, biggest takeaway from St. Anselm's win over Kutztown?
I mean, it was, we've talked about the defense, but it was a whole team effort. I think what I saw in the second half against ESU is pretty incredible. Just they fought for every single ball. Every single person on the field was giving it like their 110% just to fight for the ball. And it just, the confidence and the momentum that they had as it continued throughout the course of the game, it carried over into Sunday. And you saw how fluid the team is with each other and how much they trust each other and how much they love playing for each other. And I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a game that goes into overtime happen so quickly. Like, it was only like an hour and I think 45 minutes, including overtime. So the speed of play was just super fast throughout the whole game, and there was barely any stoppage. So yeah, I'm always going to go back to the defense. You know, I have to do it, but I think what I saw with St. A's was a team that hit their momentum at the right time, and they played as a team, they played as a unit, and they left it all out in the field. That was a well-earned victory.
Absolutely. Coach, you want to add anything to Kara's overall thoughts?
No, I mean, you know, defense wins championships. I think that's really I always thought it, and now I can actually say it, and I have something to back it up. But
Yes,
that's from our forward line all the way back, and they commit, they buy into it. And now I have to, you know, stand by my early season promise and get a tattoo here at some point soon.
Oh boy.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Are the I don't even know where to go on that one. Do you have something picked out, or where are we thinking? Or?
We're floating some ideas. Players are interested in getting them. I think on our board this year, we would put our keys to the game, right? And it would be like something tactical, and then we would just write the word joy in capital letters, right? That was always our third key to the game. And so I'm trying to float that as an idea, opposed to like a hawk on my body. But we'll see how it goes. I'm in.
Sydney's all smiles on that one. Sydney, the hawk or joy?
Probably joy.
Joy. It's a safer bet, especially as we get older. Like it's not a good good thing. Where's the trophy off to next? Do you have any plans for the? I see it there, but like where's it going?
Well, for the holiday, I'll probably bring it home. We host Thanksgiving. I know my family would love to see it, and I have a 4-year-old and a 2.5-year-old who they got a glimpse at it, but you know they would love to hang out with it for a while, and then we'll bring it back to campus. We'll celebrate next week with the entire campus since it's been a quick turnaround with break. And then it will go in kind of our Hall of Fame, and you know, for people to check it out.
Excellent. Coach Sidney, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Kara, I know it's never long enough. Hopefully we catch each other next hockey season down the road somewhere.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break on Turf Talk. And when we come back, we will have more about championship week and where things are right now, the last week of the season in the landscape in collegiate field hockey. Stay with us on Turf Talk. And welcome back to Turf Talk, our second segment of the day, and on this, our final show of the season. So glad you've been able to join us all year long, and we are so glad right now to be joined by the head coach of the national champion in D1, the Northwestern Wildcats, and Tracey Fuchs. Trace, I'm sure it's been a whirlwind last few days, and thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Leah. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime I have a chance to chat with you, I treat it as very special. First of all, taking in and kind of finally absorbing it all. The way the game started, and Maddie scoring right away, and then it doesn't count, and then Maddie comes back down again and scores. Just kind of take us through like your thought process on that whole piece, and the final score being 5-0. I'm not going to say it wasn't shocking, but you guys saved your best for last.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I could tell that morning the team was ready. They were really, really focused, and it's a quick turnaround from Friday to try to get the game plan and the scout sheets ready, and they were just all in. And when we started that game, I knew we were going to, really have a good chance to win it. And then Maddie hit the post, and it was like an outlet for the other team. So, but we had so much leadership, and they were just dialed in from the first pushback. So, we saved our best for last, and so proud of the way everybody came out and took care of business.
Absolutely, yeah. And that post-ching by Maddie, it ricocheted out so quick. I thought it was a goal, and then I'm thinking, oh, no, okay, it got called off, and all of a sudden, like you said, it couldn't have worked perfectly, right, in the opposite direction for them
For sure.
to take the hit. So it was just a crazy few seconds there. There were some adjustments, kind of looking back, and Kara and I were talking about it this morning. I thought Henke the whole tournament was just rock solid. And again, another player that doesn't fill up the stat sheet, but you made some adjustments with her, and that was a little bit of a difference too, the way she was able to roam.
Yeah, she's had such a consistent year, and she's like one of our under the radar players who doesn't get any attention. And I thought she was one of the best players on the field all weekend. We didn't take her out of the game. I don't think we took her out of either game. And she's so fit and solid and always in the right place to make intercepts. And I'm so proud of her. She has developed so much, and, really was the glue in the back of the midfield, for the defense to solidify our victory.
Yeah, and part of that tandem there certainly is what Lauren Wattis does. Another big fan, and good part of COVID, bad part of COVID. There's some of these players that you've been able to have for that extra year, and Wattis is one of them. Just what she has meant to you folks, and her contribution championship weekend.
For sure. I mean, Wattis is a gamer. She goes out every day and plays so hard, and she's kind of our emotional leader out on the field, and she always comes ready to play, and she's physical but strong and really can control the ball, and you saw that. I think it was Maddie's second goal, maybe, or first goal, where Wattis tracked and gave her a great backdoor pass after Ilsa had just done the same thing. It was Liv's goal.
Right.
And then Liv finished, and just can't be more proud to have 4 or 5 fifth years come back and play this year. It really says a lot about our program and our culture that we have here at Northwestern.
The depth that you guys have, I was trying to track some notes going into the championship game, and one of the stats that we didn't get to, like you leave some of your stuff on the table, right? Just like studying for a test. But I was kind of surprised that the tandem of Maddie and Sessa, they had only combined for goal assists either way, like 4 times this year, which I think speaks volumes of your depth, because certainly that tandem could have combined a heck of a lot more. When you're looking down the stats, are you kind of surprised by that, or coach's hat? You're like, nah, we're good because we know your depth.
I would have thought it might have been a little bit more. I do think they connect really, really well on the field. It might not lead to the initial goal, but definitely corners and what they create together. You can see that they have a really good chemistry on the field. And I think that showed up all year season for them. Maybe not in goals, but in other statistics for sure.
Yeah. Did that chemistry develop during their time in the national team? Did you see it develop earlier than that, the qualifying for the Olympics? Where did you see it?
I think it definitely started with their time together. Obviously, on the national team, they had been together and gone through so much to get to Paris together. And then when Ashley committed here, it only got stronger. And, they had been through the same thing, trying to come back and play a full NCAA season after Olympics. People don't realize how hard that was for them. And for both of them to take a week off and push through this season mentally, like, so impressive. They had a few maintenance days here and there, but, they didn't miss a beat, and they deserve a good month off right now for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And the MOPs of the championship just started around that 2018 season as far as the NCAAs. And Maddie Zimmer's won it now 3 times, which is a new, and she set a new height here with that. We've talked about players even back, obviously yourself, but that wasn't discussed back then. They didn't have MOPs for the championship, but just for Maddie to be able to accomplish that, winning in 21, winning in 24, runner up in 22, and still taking home the MOP in that championship game, which was again one of the best that we've seen all the way through. And you can make a case all from back in the early 80s for the championships. Says a lot, I think, to Maddie's play in her time at NU.
For sure. She's such an unselfish player and human. I remember standing next to her when, I don't know what country we were in, but Sessa had just scored a goal or done something. And she just looked at me and she said, I'm going to have a lot of assists. Like, she's just the ultimate team player. She's an amazing leader. And that bodes well for us next season and sure, for the team going to LA. That you have some great younger leadership on that team and older leadership here at Northwestern.
Yeah, and absolutely. And you make a great point, because I think, at 5-0, I'm looking at the stat broadcast and I'm thinking, okay, you were able to roll in maybe some players that might not have gotten the opportunity to get that feel in a championship game, which certainly bodes well, having that experience for now, whether it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, for the coming season for them.
Yeah, for sure. I think all season we have been able to play a lot of players that typically wouldn't maybe see the field the first year. And anytime you can have that experience and have those nerves and have that feeling of success, it only bodes well for the next season. So I'm not trying to look too far ahead. I'm going to enjoy this one for a while. Definitely, we have a team filled with experience and going forward.
Absolutely. So you guys get back to Evanston, and I gotta ask you, like I saw the field and the watering on the field, and I was expecting the airplane to kind of, or the bus to drive through it, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like they're going on the field and how did that all materialize? And everybody's hopping fences, and that's a coach's nightmare, right?
Yeah, good thing the season was over, but Scott Airy, who's our facilities head of our facilities, thought it would be great to give them a water salute when they came back in. And it's funny because some people were texting us on the bus, and it's like, your water's on the field, and Will's trying to turn it off. And but what a great ending to the season. And obviously they just hopped the fence and started dancing out on the field, which they've been perfect on all season. So so proud of this group and what they accomplished, and they get a well-deserved rest over the holiday for the next month or so.
Absolutely. And Ann Arbor has been pretty good to you guys, almost like a second home field for you all. I thought that your, I don't know if it was your media relations department, whoever it was, video-wise, the piece that they did that Maddie narrated was awesome. And I thought it really said it all. What's the deal with Ann Arbor? And, have you had that conversation with Marcia jokingly, just like kind of poking fun with her a little bit?
Yeah. I don't poke fun at doing so well at their field, but a shout out to Mason and Reagan and our communication staff who put that together with Maddie. I thought it was pretty impressive, except for Michigan scoring a few goals on us there. But, I think we're familiar there. We play there a lot. We're there in the fall. We're there in the spring. I'm very comfortable in Ann Arbor because I coach there. We know the restaurants, we know the lay of the land, and it's just comfortable for our team. And then you just kind of set the narrative that, hey, we do really well here. We win here. And, the players start to believe it. And, it was really sweet to win a second one anywhere. I would have taken it
exactly.
Country, but to be so close to Evanston and Northwestern and having all the other athletes from golf to tennis to the whole lacrosse team to baseball, being able to come down, tennis, and watch us play was really, really special for our athletes, and just bodes well for Northwestern and how supportive each team is of each other.
Yeah, they were definitely electric, and I love the fact that as soon as you guys were given the championship trophy, I don't even think we were off air. We might have been in the middle of the interview with you, like right away, they ran over with the trophy, and it was a very touching, pretty cool moment for sure. And that's the way it should be, right? The sold out stadium with people just overflowing on the sides. It was really awesome to see. Annabelle Skubish. What can you say, right? Sets a program record for shutout. It's going to be hard to break that one. Always records are made to be broken, but her time with you, how she's developed, kid coming out of Texas. We know Kincaid is a solid program down there. How do you wrap a bow on Annabelle?
Yeah, I mean, she's just another impressive human. I mean, she is just so calm, cool, and collected no matter what the situation. And I think it rubs off on the rest of the defense and further up the field. But technically, she is so good. She reads the game well. Mm-hmm. She organizes well. I mean, she's just so consistent. And with her in the cage, we knew we always had a chance to win the game. And she'll go down to Charlotte and work out with the national team, which is so impressive. And hopefully she'll have a good USA career on the back end of this and give it all she's got to try to get to LA as well.
Mm-hmm. Some really good, humble young ladies. It was fun talking, how Ilsa was saying how she had started playing tennis. And it was an individual sport, and she really liked the fact that hockey was such a team sport and kind of went that way, which was kind of crazy to hear from a Dutchie, right? Usually it's the hockey stick all the time and not the tennis racket. What's up next for you guys as you try to, like you said, enjoy this one, enjoy the holiday with your family, and where's the trophy and everything going with you? Last time we saw you at a hockey game and doing all kinds of fun things.
Yeah, I think, obviously our staff needs a rest. We have a little bit of recruiting to do up in the next month, but I'll be out at Wrigley on Saturday watching our football team. And I don't know how you sing a 7th inning stretch at a football game, but me and the staff will be up there singing on Saturday. So I better rest my voice until then because I'll be pretty nervous.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's pretty darn cool. You obviously, with between hockey and all your experiences with hockey and stuff, adding all these other elements and layers to it is pretty spectacular. The hockey one was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get my staff on. I think they should go to a Blackhawk game and shoot the puck and
absolutely
little competition between them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Suzanne Bush and Kara Lentz and I were both talking. Your staff and all the Final Four staffs, right? I mean, what they do to help their teams get to that weekend and the historic piece with the A-10 and St. Joe's and UMass being involved. You just can't say enough for the staffs that are built around you guys.
For sure. I mean, think, it was a heck of a Final Four. And, you don't win anything without the team around the team. So the athletic trainers, strength and conditioning, academics, all those people who put in so many hours behind the scenes. And, this is for everybody. And I think our team, definitely our coaches appreciate it, and our team does as well.
Mm-hmm. Tracey, that's going to wrap up this edition of the show. One last thought from you on just being able to sit back now and just kind of absorb this.
Yeah, I think, I think the expectations for this group were really, really high, unlike last year where we were missing our top 2 players. So for them to come out and just be so consistent all year. And yeah, we had a blip at the Big Ten tournament, but it made us stronger, and just so proud to work and to represent Northwestern athletics, and, look forward to continuing this on for the next few years at least.
All right, Tracey, it's always great talking to you. Appreciate it. Respect you so much and everything that you've done for the game and building the game and continue to do for our great sport.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Leah.
All right, congratulations. Have a great holiday. I'm sure you
All
will.
right. You too. Thanks.
All right, Tracey Fuchs, the head coach of the Northwestern Wildcats, the national champions in D1. We congratulate St. A's in Division II, and of course Middlebury, the champion of D3. That's going to wrap up our season of Turf Talk by Longstreth. We appreciate you joining us all season long, and we'll be back with you next fall as we begin season 2024-25 of field hockey collegiately. Have a great summer, great rest of your holidays, and we'll catch you on the flip side for that next pass back when it comes up in the fall. Take care, everybody.